Hello there, this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. Thank you for joining me today. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the UK. I hope you're all doing well. Got loads of COVID currently in the UK, more than we've ever had apparently. So I'm trying to keep a low profile a bit to just stay out of it. Anyway, today this is our project. Beautiful card using the Floral Squares dies, which coordinate with the All Squared Away stamp set, both of which are going to be leaving us in May. So if you like them, now's the time to get them. I haven't really used the stamp set very much at all. I've used, you can see on the back here, I've used that sentiment, happiest of birthdays to you. I quite like that actually. It's quite a nice size as well. And I've used one of these backgrounds, that one I think, but I haven't really used it very much. And I haven't really used these dies as much as I thought I would, and I actually love them. So I'm going to try and make up for that before they go in May. You can see we get 4 squares here. I've only used 3 on my cards, but they're so pretty. I have used them a couple of times before, but actually I'm really liking this card with these 3 outlines on. So I'm going to show you how I made it. I'm going to change up the colours as I always do. Oh, just before I carry on, just to say that the thanks is from this set, Ornate Thanks. This is going to be going as well, and I'm using this thanks. And again, really like the big thank you and the thanks, so be sad to see them go. Anyway, let's see what I did. Oh, and actually, again, before I start, I don't know how much of the detail you can see on there, but I've used... Can you see the texture there? I've used Tasteful Textiles 3D embossing folder, and sadly that's leaving us as well. So, and these papers actually behind here. So a lot going on this card that's going to be leaving us. So very, very sad. Anyway, let's make a start. I'm going to do different colours. Like I said, I'm going to use a soft seafoam card base, and I'm going to use Balmy Blue, soft sea foam of course, and mint macaron as my colours. I'm going to do a bluey green themed one this time, which I suppose would be suitable to send a mail if we're going to do blues, although you could do them in navy and sort of dark colours I suppose. Anyway, let's make a start. I'm going to grab my trimmer and I'm going to take a card base that is 15, I think. 15 centimetres. Trying to find somewhere to measure it against. No, it's not 15, it's 21. Of course it's not, it's 21. This way it's 15, I think. Yeah, it's just a tad over 15 actually. But that's fine. And then I'm going to go this way, and it's 21 this way. Of course it is, because that's the A4 sheet. Just getting my brain into gear, just ignore me. Right, so I've just scored that, and I'm going to fold that in half. And then I'm just going to take my DSP, and I'm going to, these are from the family stacks. These are all subtles that I'm using today. So they're 6x6 papers, and they come in the family stacks. So you get 4 sheets of all the colours in that family. Really lovely. Now let me just measure. I just need to make sure I'm getting the measurements right here. So here's the little squares, and I want my coloured squares to be slightly smaller. So this measures 4.7. So yes, it's 4.5 centimetres. We need these to be square. So we'll just cut these down. Yeah, and there's in the new catalogue, I'm glad to report, there are some more of these family stacks of paper. So I'll definitely be buying them. They are my most used DSPs. I use them a lot, and I love the fact that you get all the colours. So whatever colour you want, you've always got a sheet of that colour. So they're very useful. So if you're not sure what DSP to buy, and you're happy with something being quite subtle, they are quite subtle backgrounds. They're not really in your face, but these would be a really good choice. There we go. And another one. And so we'll have 3 squares in different colours. Just line that up. And then take my 3 squares. Doesn't really matter which one mounts on which. So we're going to take some Tombow. Very, very fine line of Tombow, as fine as you can get it. You don't want a lot of glue oozing out, so just squeeze very gently on your Tombow. If you find it easier, just put some Tombow on a container and put some on with a cocktail stick, so that you just very little amount. There we go. And there. And another one. So that was my soft sea foam. I'm going to do another one with balmy blue. Got a lot of new blues coming in, the new in colours. Got Starry Sky, I think it's called. Trying to think what the others are called. We've got a green, we've got a bright green, lime green. We've got a sort of pinky red. I'm trying to think what the other colour is. Oh, Tahitian Tide. It's lovely turquoise. Yeah, so we've got turquoise, Starry Sky, and another dark blue, which is called... Oh, I can't remember. My memory is shocking. But it won't be long before you can see them. And in fact, they're on my... I've put them on the banner on my YouTube channel, so you can see the new colours if you look up at my banner. Right, there's my 3 squares mounted onto our DSP. So let's put this all out of the way. I do keep all these little tiny bits because sometimes that comes in handy. And these, oh, stuck to my grid paper. There we go. Are going to mount onto our piece of embossed DSP. So I'm going to do the blue in the middle. No, actually I'm going to do the green in the middle because that's the colour of our card base. So I'm going to glue this in the middle there. This piece of card is slightly bigger than I want. I need this piece of card to be 14.2 and it's about 14.5 across. So once I've stuck these on, I'm just going to trim off the excess bit. So that's going there. Oh, that's perfect. Look how that meets down there. That's perfectly positioned. So I want nice flush edges on this. That goes there. Nice colours these, aren't they? Very sort of cool and feel quite sophisticated actually. And then balmy blue is going to go there. And can you see I've just got a little bit of hangover that I'm going to trim off once I've stuck it on. Just to make sure they all fit perfectly. So they're all butting up against each other. If you were going to do a long thin card, you could have a bit more space between them. But I wanted this to fit into an A5 envelope. There we go. And so just bring my trimmer back and just trim off that little bit. There. That looks about fine. And there we go. Right, that's buttered up against there perfectly. So, and then I'm going to mount this onto my card blank. Now my card blank, I'm just going to see, might be a bit, oh, I need to cut a little bit off. Right, I need to do a lot of trimming here. Can you see that this doesn't meet squarely there? So obviously my piece of cardstock wasn't square to begin with. So I'm going to bring my trimmer back in and just straighten up my card blank, because little things like that will really annoy me. And then just trim off the edge here as well. Right, and then can mount this onto here, but I'm going to have to trim a little bit off the bottom. Can you see that? So that's too long. So I'm going to trim a little bit off the bottom. I'm going to do it by eye. Wish me luck. I might not get it right. There we go. Let's see. Oh, not bad. Of course, mark it with a pencil or measure it if you want to be accurate. Flying by the seat of my pants a little bit here, but it's worked, so I'm all right. Okay, so, right, I'm just going to go round this card blank with my bone folder, because as you know, I don't like the lip that the trimmer gives us. Don't seem to be the only one that it annoys, because I haven't seen anybody else doing this, but I don't like that feeling. And then again round here, just in case I've got any edges. Right, and then this is going to mount onto our card blank. Oh, I'm liking these colours. Yes, look very, very, I don't know, they reminded me of John Lewis, actually. They look very John Lewis interiors colours. Bit of a step away from my usual bright palette that I use. I worked out that I've used nearly the whole packet of these papers in. I've used nearly all the brights and all the subtles, but I've got loads of the neutrals and loads of the regals. So those are the colours that I obviously don't reach for very frequently. We all have our favourites, don't we? My friend Jez uses a lot of the neutrals, and she likes the really rich colours of the regals. It's not that I dislike them, but they're not my favourites. I prefer the brights and the subtles. If I had to choose, they're what I choose every time. It's not quite straight, so my wriggle room comes into play, and I can straighten it up like that. Is that straight? Yes, I think so. Right, okay, so just going to pop that away. I've got some weights under here, some heavy books, and I'll just slot it under there so that as it's drying, it's kept really flat while I do the other pieces that we need. So I just need another thanks. I'm doing, this is a thanks card again. That's interesting. My embossing buddy isn't where it should be. Just check that I've not put it in a different drawer. Oh, here it is, in the wrong drawer. There we go. Thought that was unusual. So just a bit of embossing powder, embossing buddy on there. Need to grab my Versamark. Can you believe that we're in April already? What is going on? Does time go faster as you get older? I don't know. I just can't believe that it's April already. We'll soon be in the summer, and I'll be moaning about the heat. Haven't had to moan about the cold too much this winter because it hasn't been too cold. Although we're trying to keep the heating off as much as possible because the prices are just ridiculous. There we go. Luckily, we're in the position where if they do go up, we have got a fund that we can use to pay, and I feel sorry for people that don't have that. Right, just a little bit of noise while I just heat emboss this. I'm heating emboss it in white. It's one of my favourite things to do at the minute, is to emboss white on a coloured piece of card. I really like that effect. And it gets more, the colour gets more intense as it melts and embosses. And there we are. And then I just need my trimmer again. We're just going to trim this down. So I'm going to trim it. And then trim it this way. A little bit tricky with a small piece of card. Just make sure it doesn't moan as you put the fingerboard down. And then again this way. There we go. There's our thanks. Perfect. And then I'll grab my card that's been chilling away nicely underneath my pile of books behind me. And it's all nice and flat and hasn't warped or anything. So just a little tip there, if you have got a pile of books or something, just use it to make sure your card stays nice and flat. And then this is just going on the front here, like so. And I'm quite pleased with that. Very simple little card. As you know, I'm a very simple girl at heart. My cards are always clean and simple, really. I'm not really... this is where Jez and I diverge, because she's a vintagey, grungy crafter. And I'm a clean and simple, so our styles really couldn't be more different. But actually, in spite of that, we get on really well. There we go. We have lots of other things in common apart from our crafting styles. There we go. That's done. It's quite straight. Straighten it up. And where's the other one? There we go. 2 beautiful thank you cards. Hope you like those. yep, using the Floral Squares dies. Really worth a purchase, I think, if you haven't got them. They're really nice. And I will miss them. I've had lots more ideas, and I'm not sure I'm going to have time to put those ideas into effect now. But hey ho, we'll have lots of lovely new stuff in the new catalogue that I'm sure I can find things to fiddle with. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. If you want to purchase anything, please nip below. There'll be links to everything I've used today. And if you want to pop over to my blog, there'll be more detailed pictures of these on my blog. I don't tend to write very much on my blog though. There's usually, you just go there for the pictures. But that's it from me today. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget there is a last chance sale going on. So all the things that will be retiring from the catalogue are in our last chance sale, and some of them are quite heavily discounted. Unfortunately, I haven't noticed whether these are. But you can go and have a look, and you might be able to get them even cheaper than they would normally have been. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again really, really soon. Bye for now.